Hi everyone, and welcome to a new session with me. I'm Lindsay, and today what we're going to be working on is introducing you to some deep breathing, which will be useful not only for your singing but also for relaxation and meditation. And then I'll be leading you through some tension and release exercises, which will hopefully allow you to feel where you might be holding tension and how we can release that tension. It's really useful for your singing and also for your day-to-day life to be aware of where you might be holding tension. So before we get started, make sure that you've got enough room if you would like to be doing this on the floor. I'm going to be demonstrating on the floor, but equally you could do this on a chair, so I'll try and give you some alternatives as we go. But mostly you can do everything that I'll be doing on the floor in a chair. So just pay attention to which bit of the body I'm working on and make sure you're following along. So also make sure you have a book with you. This is to support your head when you're lying on the floor. I like this one, which is a couple of inches thick, but you'll want to experiment with your own just to see what is comfortable for you. The idea is that it's supporting your head, but not bringing your head so far up that you feel like your head is being pushed forward. But equally, you don't want a book that's too small that allows your head to fall back, and then that can result in your back arching. So just experiment with a few that you might have lying around and see what feels comfortable. You might also want a cushion. I've got a few here, and you might want to have that in between your knees as we're working on the floor. I know some people find that their knees fall in, so if that's you, you can make sure that you counteract that by having a cushion. Before we get started on the floor properly, what I'm going to do is demonstrate some of this breathing on all fours so that you can see how my stomach is working. Some people find this difficult as to know when their stomach should be relaxed and when it should be engaged. So what I hope to show you with the help of gravity, as I'm on my all fours, is to show you when the stomach should be moving in and when it should be moving out. And then we'll move on to the floor. Okay, so let's get started. So before we get onto the floor to do the main part of this video, what I'd like you to do is spend a little bit of time, if you can, on your hands and knees. Now, those of you who might not feel that they can do that, if you've got dodgy wrists or you don't like spending time on the floor like that, you can do this on a chair. Just make sure that you're sitting fairly upright and you're well supported, that your seat bones are sitting equally on the chair, and that your feet are flat on the floor and, again, equally weighted. It would be better if you're in a more upright chair than, say, an armchair, so perhaps a dining chair would be quite good, or a stool would also be good. But we're going to concentrate on working on the floor. So first of all, what we're going to do is find a nice comfortable position on our hands and knees. So you can keep your hands about shoulder width apart or a little bit wider if that's better for you. And again, your knees should be about hip width apart. And we're trying to keep our head, our neck and our spine in line, so as a straight a line as you can. You might want to spend a little bit of time in front of a mirror just to see how your setup is looking if you're doing this for the first time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to spend a little bit of time just breathing, and what I hope this will do is get you in tune with the movement of your belly as we breathe in and as we breathe out. If you've never sung before, and even if you are an experienced singer, sometimes people ask me, how should my movement of my belly be when I'm breathing in and out? So what I hope that this will do, spending a little bit of time on our hands and knees, is to allow gravity to show us what should be happening. So as you breathe in, your lungs fill with air, and that should push the belly out. And then as you exhale that air and you get rid of it, the belly should draw in. And as we're on our hands and knees, what should happen is as we're inhaling, the belly should drop towards the floor, and that's absolutely fine for you to allow that to happen. You don't have to engage your muscles at this point. You're trying to let everything relax. And then as you exhale, what's going to happen is the belly is going to draw upwards towards your tummy button, so towards your back and towards the ceiling. So what I'd like us to do is just spend a little while just breathing in and out. It doesn't matter the rhythm particularly. I just want you to notice what's happening. So just take a few seconds to just normal breathing in and out, but to notice what's happening. And if you're finding that as you breathe in, you want to be drawing the stomach in, try and allow your body to just relax so that you can reverse that. And that as you breathe in, the belly is falling, and as you breathe out, the belly is moving towards your back and towards the ceiling. Okay, so I'm just going to count you through a few breaths just now. We're going to just breathe in for 4 and out for 4. Try and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, okay? So we're going to breathe in now and out and in and out. So notice the belly is falling as we breathe in, and it's going up as we breathe out. In, belly falls, out, belly rises, and in, belly falls, and out, it moves towards the ceiling, and in again, and out. Engage those muscles. Good. All right, so I'd like you just to keep doing that as I speak to you now. And I'm just going to get you to check on a few things. So as you breathe in, just make sure that you're relaxing all those muscles around your core to allow your belly to fall. And as you breathe out, you should feel the belly start to engage a little bit, which is how you should feel it rising towards your tummy button, towards your back, and towards the ceiling. If you're in your chair, you can imagine that the belly is filling with air, so it's moving away from you. And as you breathe out, the belly is going to come in towards your tummy button and towards the back of your chair, if you have a back to your chair. All right, so if you want to spend a little bit of time in this position, just getting your head around that so that when we're standing and when we're lying on the floor, we can keep these movements going in the same way. So just think about it like this. Your body is filling with air, therefore things need to move out to give it some space. And as we're getting rid of that air, your body can become a little bit smaller because the air is leaving your body then. So we'll just spend a few more breaths in and out here just to check we're understanding what's going on, and then we'll move onto the floor properly. So let's take a breath in. Belly drops towards the floor. Out, and belly is being engaged, and in. Belly goes towards the floor, and belly is coming up towards the ceiling. And again, belly drops and towards the ceiling, and then in, belly drops and draws towards the ceiling. Good. So what we'll do now is we'll move to the floor, and we're going to be lying on our backs. So we're now going to make ourselves comfortable on the floor, and for this I'd like you to put a book underneath your head. It should be a couple of inches thick probably, but everybody will be a bit different, so you might want to try out some different ones. A hard back is better. And what you want to feel is that your head is supported, but it's not being pushed too far up. But you also don't feel that your head is tipping backwards if the book is too small. So experiment with a few and see which one you like the best. And what we're going to be aiming for is a nice, comfortable position on the floor. So your head is supported under the book. Your back is nice and flat along the ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with our knees up, so your feet are flat on the floor and you've got a nice hip width between your knees. As we go through this, you may wish to put a cushion in between your knees just to stop your knees from falling in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a relaxation exercise of all the major muscles, and we're going to then marry that up with our breathing. So this is going to be a kind of three-pronged attack, if you like. So what we're going to do is, while you're in that nice relaxed position, you can either have both hands on your belly to make sure that we're in touch with our breathing, or what you can do, which is what I prefer to do, is have one arm out on the floor, flat on the floor, and one arm on your one hand on your belly. And what that does is it allows you a little bit of support to your back and your shoulders with your hand out like that on the floor. So that's how I'm going to work just now. So what we're going to do again is we're just going to spend a little bit of time with what I would just like to call normal breathing that we do day in, day out without thinking about it. the minute we start thinking about it, we try and impress lots of control over it, which we do need for singing, but we do also need to be in tune with what's happening to our bodies in a sort of normal circumstance, when we're not trying to do anything heightened or trying to sing or trying to do any sort of exertion of exercise. So while we're here, just notice again, we're going to be breathing in and we're going to be breathing out. As you breathe in, again, the stomach should rise towards the ceiling this time, because we're now facing the other way from the initial breathing we did. So again, as you breathe in, your belly should be rising to give space for that air, and as you exhale, the belly should be falling towards the floor. All right, so if you just spend a little bit of time tuning into your breathing again here. So I'll count you through it. Again, we're just going to do 4 counts in and 4 counts out at the moment. We'll elongate this later to make it a little bit more mindful and a little bit more meditative. But for the moment, we're just trying to tune into what's happening with our body. Okay, so we're going to breathe in and out, and breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, belly should rise, and out, belly should fall. And breathe in, belly should rise, and belly should fall. Okay, so that's the general principle that we want to be working in here. When we breathe in, our belly is going to expand. As we breathe out, the belly is going to contract slightly. The muscles are going to work. They're going to engage a little bit to exhale that air out. So what we're going to do just now is... because we've paid attention to our breathing, what we're going to do is we're going to continue that nice, easy breathing in and out. But I would like you just to sort of put that to the back of your mind at the moment and allow your body to take over the breathing for just now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through some nice relaxation exercises. What we're going to do is we're going to engage some tension in different parts of the body, and then we're going to release it. And what that's hopefully going to do is to allow you to feel the difference between holding tension and releasing tension, because quite often what we can do is be holding tension without actually realizing it. So while I could say to you, relax your shoulders, for example, you might not realize that you are in fact holding tension there. So we're going to work our way through the whole body. This should be quite a nice meditative procedure as we do this. And just concentrate really on each area that I'm drawing your attention to, and enjoy the feeling of the tension and noticing that tension, and then enjoy the release as we do it. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to work from your toes right the way through and up the body, and then out towards your arms and your fingers. So as we do this, again, just keep the breathing really easy. Try not to count the breathing just now. What to do is just let your body take that over, and we're going to concentrate on relaxing all these muscles. So first of all, even if you've got your knees up just now, what I'd like you to do is put your legs flat on the floor. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the toes, and we're going to really curl the toes in to the ball of the foot and hold that tension for 8 counts, and then we're going to release it. So here we go, and squeeze those toes. And a wee bit more, and then release them. Feel that difference as you release that tension. And you can do that again now. We can curl the toes in. That's it. And then release, and feel how lovely that is now that you've released it. Alright, so we want to try and keep that relaxation as we move up the body. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to engage some tension in the calves. So what we're going to do is we're going to point our toes and really try and elongate those legs as far as we can. So let's go for that now. A point of the toe, both feet, and really push them away from your body, and feel the tension that is bringing and the engaging to the calf muscles. And then we're going to release and feel the difference between those two states. And let's do that again with pointing the toes. Really, really try and elongate those legs as much as you can and those toes, and feel the muscles in the calves working. and then release. Lovely. And enjoy that lovely release. The next area we're going to work is the thighs, and in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to draw our toes up the way so our feet are flexed, and again try and pull that foot in as far as you can. Okay, so let's do that now. Pull those toes in as far as you can. Feel those quad muscles really engaging. That's it. And then we're going to release that. Feel how lovely that is, lovely relaxation as you let go of all that tension of your own creation. And then again, draw the toes up. Really pull them in even further if you can. And then release. So your whole leg now should feel like it's melting just towards your toes. Gorgeous. Then the next area we're going to work on is the arch of the back. Okay, so we want us to be in quite a neutral position here. We don't want to be completely flat, that we're pushing our back into the floor, but we also don't want to be arching the back as we're in this neutral position. So what we're going to do now is we are going to arch the back consciously, and then we're going to release it. Okay, so again, just go as far as is comfortable for you, but it's just again to get you to notice what that feels like. So let's arch the back now. That's it, just as far as is comfortable, but notice what that's doing to your body, and then release it. Just let it drop back down to a point that's comfortable. As you're arching, you're going to feel what that's doing to the rest of your body too. Let's do another one. You'll feel it have all sorts of repercussions throughout the body, and then release it. Lovely. Good. So the next area we're going to work on is the shoulders. This is an area that a lot of us hold a lot of tension. Again, sometimes realising it, sometimes not. So what we'll do is we'll draw our shoulders right up to our ears as far as we can. So let's do that now. Really hold that and squeeze it even further if you can. And then we're just going to release that and feel that release and how lovely that feels. And the space between your shoulders and your ears that you've created. And then we'll do that again, draw the shoulders up. Really see if you can get them to reach your earlobes. And then we're going to exhale out. Excellent, okay. We're going to go into our face. Again, we sometimes don't realise that we're holding tension there, but we often can. So what we'll do now is we're going to scrunch our face, our eyes, our mouth, our nose into a sort of small position as we can, and hold that. So let's try that now. And then release. That should feel lovely. You're now wrinkle free. You've let go of all of that. Lovely. And let's do it again. Feel that tension. Forehead, eyebrows, eyes, mouth, all pursed. And then release to be a really lovely, open, smiling, melting, gentle face. Lovely. And then the last bit we're going to concentrate on in the head is the jaw. So what I'd like you to do is clench the jaw, and then we'll release it. All right, and I want you to notice you're going to clench the back teeth, and then we're going to release. So let's try that now. That's it. Feel those teeth just pushing together at the back. Again, just as much as is comfortable, but notice what that's doing to the jaw and the tension that you're holding. And then we release it. You might want to move your head from side to side a little bit just to feel that gravity taking hold a little bit of the jaw to allow it to release even further. And we'll do one more clench here. That's it, clench your teeth together. You'll notice that from when you might have felt angry about something, or worried, or any of these negative emotions that we're trying to get rid of, and then release it. Allow that jaw to be gorgeous and free. Again, if you want to go from side to side just to notice that, then you can do that. And then last of all, we're going to work on our arms and our hands and our fingers. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to make a fist just with the fingers. Try and keep the rest of the arm relaxed at the moment. And we're going to just squeeze that as hard as you can. that's it, even further. If you've got long nails, you might be feeling that in the palm of your hand. And then release them. That should feel lovely. Our hands work so hard, and sometimes we don't work to relax them. And squeeze again. And then release. They might not even feel like your own hands anymore, they're so relaxed. And then last of all, what we're going to do is draw our hands up to our shoulders so our elbows are bent. And we're going to squeeze again, and that should put some tension through the whole of the arm this time and the hand. So let's try that now. And squeeze. And release. You can let the arm drop slowly as it releases, and those fingers should feel free again as well. And then one more time, squeeze. And release. Good. So now just bring your attention back to your whole body and just do a quick run from your toes right up to your head and out through your arms, and just enjoy that feeling of complete relaxation. So as we're enjoying our newly relaxed state, what I'd like us to do is just draw our attention back into our breathing now. And we're just going to take a few breaths in and out. Again, through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, here we go. And in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. Last one. And out. Well done. So hopefully you now feel that your body is completely relaxed and that you're a bit more in tune with your breathing, which will help you no end when we come to doing more specific breathing exercises. Now you may want to stay here for a while, just breathing in and out and enjoying this relaxed state that you're in. When you do feel that you want to move up from the floor, what I'd suggest you do is roll onto your side and then gradually onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes in and slowly roll up. Because we've been spending quite a lot of time on the floor, you don't want to have a light head as you stand up. So hopefully you now feel relaxed to go about your day, or perhaps do another session now, or perhaps even you're ready for bed. Whatever you wanted to get out of this relaxation, I hope you have found it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and that you feel that the tension that you may have been holding in your body has been released, and that your mind is clear and focused for whatever you would like to achieve as you go forward in your day. In the next video, what I'll be doing is expanding on this, and we're going to be adding on some deep breathing techniques onto this tension release exercise that we did today. So please join me for that one, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.